Hey, Shalom Akim. First and foremost, all praise, honor, and glory is to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I also want to say Shalom. Much due honors and respect to the sincere brethren out there that's laboring in his work and continue to push out this gospel in all diligence, truth, faith, and sincerity. So I want to entitle this sitting Spiritual Warfare, because that's what you're witnessing right now. And if you are one who the Heavenly Father have bestowed his knowledge, wisdom, and understanding upon, then you can't be reluctant to join that battle. I was watching the elder Yashawamba video earlier, and he made a good point concerning these different guys out here who put all their energy into coming up against Great Millstone in the Tabernacle of David. But you got these so-called Christians that's seeking to discredit, you being an Israelite. All right, they questioning your nationality, and none of these guys is stepping up and defending the gospel as the scriptures tell you to do. But it proves that the men here at Great Millstone would be the tabernacle or the house of David, the mighty men of David, which in the ancient world they was warriors. And when you fast forward into the times we're in now, those very same men was bestowed with the Spirit. So now we're warriors, but on a spiritual level, because we don't have a standing army, and we're not looking to take this man down by carnality, because that's the very reason why Esau is pretty much shitting in their pants, man, because this is a foreign concept to them. The fact that we so spiritual. If we was coming up against Esau, by way of war, all right, on a physical level, then that would be right in the devil's wheelhouse. They would know exactly how to react. But for us coming on a spiritual level, then this devil is stumped by that, He's confounded by that. Nevertheless, it's war, man. It's on, all right? And we are to defend the gospel. And it's spiritual that the main opponent is these so-called Christians. Why? Because Christianity has dominated the world in regards of so-called religion. That's the main stranglehold on our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. That whole shadow of Christianity. So it's only fitting that these so-called Christians will be the ones, in the last round, if you will, the final round. It's like the finals, We done advanced past, the so-called Kemet, that whole black consciousness movement, and other groups out there that's pushing heresies. Now we're in the final round. And these Christians, these so-called Christians, they, that opponent that we got to take down. All right, so I want to start off in the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 12, and verse 3. It says, "And ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire." And that's what you see happening right now. Not on a physical level, but spiritually. This is in the commandments. This is in the law for us to break down all these different wayward doctrines. Christianity being the top of the list. So the scriptures say, overthrow their altars and break their pillars. All right, and pillars represents the whole foundation. All right, you can't erect a building without pillars. So that's what you see us doing. We breaking down that whole Christianity doctrine, man, from the ground up. It says, and burn their groves. And groves is symbolic to their churches and, the arena where they assemble. We burning that. And how we burning it? Is we burning it physically? No, we burning it by going to these scriptures and confounding them. Matter of fact, I'm going to jump back to that, but let me get a quick precept to support that. This is Jeremiah chapter 23 and verse 29. "Is not my word like as a fire, saith the Lord, and like a hammer that breaketh the rock in pieces. And that's what you're seeing on display. All right? That's how we are burning down these groves and breaking down these pillars in this rock. And that rock is symbolic to foundation. So we breaking down the foundation of America, pretty much, all right? Because America is built on three facets: financial, war, and so-called religion, man. When you go into the three frogs, all right, in Revelation, that leaped out of the dragon's mouth. So right now, it's spiritual warfare. All right, you even got this Gook, that's coming out, and his whole presentation was coming after the Hebrew Israelites, trying to debunk the fact that we are indeed the biblical Israelites. So, this thing is heating up, and you got to be ready for war. You got to be ready to embrace it. So back in Deuteronomy chapter 12, verse 3, and ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire, and ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods. And that's what we do, okay? We pretty much tear down that whole idea of Cesare Borgia. We go into extensive information that proves that that devil is not the son. That's not the image of the Son of the Most High. And this is a commandment that was given us, and we are up for that challenge, man. All right? And you see, out of all these groups, man, nobody but Great Millstone is up for that challenge. Now, I gotta say, just like the Elder Yashawamba made mention, he gave this guy, with Alizé and his group, an honorable mention. And hey, you gotta agree, at least those guys, we have our differences, but those guys, they defend the gospel, man. They get after those so-called Christians, all right? Now, if it's sincere or not, who knows? Because, that guy in the past, he's been one who have not shied away from the spotlight. Wherever a microphone at, whether it's comedic, Sarnetta, he's there. So if he's doing it sincere or not, time will tell. But you got to give those guys credit because at least they fighting, in that battle. But you got these guys all over who got a problem with Great Millstone, and they see the onslaught of these Christians trying to debunk us as being the Israelites. Yet they won't step up to the plate. All right, but they can make parody videos about Great Millstone, and every other video is trying to debunk what we going into. All right, either straight out or subliminal. All right, subliminal. Nevertheless, like the scriptures say, some preach the gospel for envy and strife. And that's you guys, man. You're not sincerely standing for the gospel. All right? Matter of fact, since I said that, quick precept come to mind. Let me get it real quick. The book of Psalms, chapter 94, and verse 16, who will rise up for me against the evildoers, or who shall stand up for me against the workers of iniquity, man? And this is not talking about on a physical level, all right? We locking arms and marching, all right, with Black Lives Matter or some bullshit, man, or camping out around Trump Towers. When you stand up for the Lord, you go into these scriptures and you use the YouTube, which the Lord gave us the vehicle or that avenue where this word could be pushed out on a large scale. So you got to utilize it, man. We use the tools the Lord gave us to stand up for him by pushing out the truth. Because the scriptures tell you the counsel of the Lord shall stand, man, which is these scriptures, which is the truth, all right? And these so-called Christians is being overthrown, all right? The Lord is mustering them to the battle as well. The Lord drawing them to the battle, man. All right, just like when Yahweh Shai return, he going to put the spirit on the Air Force and all of them to fight against him. That's why the scriptures say they were so afraid, yet they durst fight. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit on them to fight. And that's what the Lord doing with these Christians. He putting the spirit on them to come up against us so we can overthrow that whole bullshit doctrine, man. So back in Deuteronomy, I'm going to finish it off. It says, ye shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and burn their groves with fire. Now you got a better understanding on that, all right, from Jeremiah 23 and 29. The words of the Lord is like a fire. And ye shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of that place. And that's what you see taking place, man. That whole God and Jesus Christ, we tearing that down. Every time brothers open up with the videos, we praising the names of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shah, glorifying the true names of the true powers of the heavens and earth. That's a form of destroying the names of them, other gods out there, man. Which this is all a part of the battle. All right, this is the conditions of the battle to go to war. All right. It's the book of Ephesians. 6th chapter. Start at the 13th verse. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand the evil day, and having done all to stand. Yeah, and we just read that in Psalms the 94th chapter, where the Lord said, who shall stand up for me? All right. Stand, therefore, all right, that's that word stand, having your loins girt about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Right. So your feet being shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace, meaning you run into the battle. All right. You prepared to go into the battle, man. You're not just standing back. Above all, taking the shield of faith, which is faith that makes us go out on the highways and hedges and push this word. It's faith that make you upload videos. It's faith even when you come up against these Christians, man. That's faith, all right? Which another way to let you know, or another, example, or more proof, should I say, that this is the final battle, with these so-called Christians, is because these so-called Christians use the book, the Bible, as their platform. They claim that the Bible is the book where, they build a foundation, meaning that this arena is taking place in the scriptures. But as the scriptures tell you, what do you have to do to declare my statutes, all right, seeing that you had cast them behind you, even though we know that's talking about Esau, but that actually is talking about these Christians as well, man. What do you got to do to declare the statutes of the Lord, man? All right? Because you have casted it behind you, meaning we push this word in order for you to come up against us. That means you heard of us. You heard what we teach, and you cast it behind you. So this is spiritual. That whole, final battle, if you will, between these Christians and the true men of the Lord. All right, that's like Esau's final. That's the elite banking families, the chief house of the nation of Edom. All right, that's like their final, weapon of choice that they're gonna use before they pretty much spring into action, man. Because they not spiritual. They're gonna try to rationalize things out by, taking it to a physical level. Thus, Revelation 12 and 12. So again, above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked. See? And one of the fiery darts of the wicked was with the wicked, starting with the elite banking family, the wicked elite. One of their darts, their fine dart that they shoot, is this Christianity bullshit, man. Because they know Christianity, people, that Christianity is easy on the ear with all these different people, man. They tried the black consciousness and, different avenues, but the average American is very simple. So they neutral. But when Christianity comes up against us, then they're more likely to lean toward Christianity. And that's what these wicked elites, that's their thought process, Because I'm telling you, Akim, these Christianities, this is not just coincidence that they coming up going hard body, as we move closer and closer to the end of this whole system, man. This is all set up ultimately by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, but the elites, this is one of their fiery darts. Verse 17, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. And this scripture, all right, as it is broken down, is basically letting you know that this is a war, man. All right. All those different, attributes, if you will, or all these different things that the scripture outlines is instruments of war that you take in preparing for war. So this is a war, and you got to be willing to engage. You can't be reluctant about that. You got to be ready and willing. You got to be amped up. Scriptures talk about cursed is he that hold back his sword. All right, and that pretty much is dealing with the times that we're in now. This is the time to stand up and fight for the gospel. And this word is very powerful indeed. That's why it was compared to the sword, because we slashing and we spiritually cutting these damn demons, man. All right, that raise up against us in the form of Christianity and whatever oppositional force that might come up against us. Hebrews 4:12. For the word of the Most High is quick and powerful and sharper than any two-edged sword. So this is how we defend the gospel, by going into these scriptures. And that's another thing for you guys out there that's struggling with getting these 3 videos out a week. Well, the incentive, you got plenty of incentive, man. Get on these goddamn wacky-tacky Christians, man. All right? Because with that is edification. Because, again, like the elder Yashawamba was making mention, you got a lot of people that's sitting on the sideline and they, considering which way to turn. So now is the time to jump in there and debunk all that bullshit. It says, and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing even to the dividing asunder of soul and spirit, and of the joints and marrow, and is a discerner of the thoughts and intents of the heart. So this book, all right, the Bible, if you will it skillfully, if you skillful in using this sword, then it could do a whole lot of damage. And you see it. You see all the carnage, man. All right. We got guys, laying out, arms off, head off, Geno Jennings. There's a lot of carnage in the wake, that we stepping over bodies, man, on our way to the kingdom. All right. And that's another thing when you consider all kingdoms on a physical level, they had to go to war, all right, to receive that kingdom. The Medo-Persian Empire, they took down the Babylonians. How you think they took them down? By casting a vote? No, they went to war. Alexander the Greek preceding Philip the Barbarian. They took down the Medo-Persian Empire by what? By war. And that's the same with us receiving the kingdom of heaven. We're going to take this devil down by war, but a spiritual war. And if you don't participate, then you're not going to get the spoils. All right? To the victor go the spoils. So I hope there was an edifying lesson until the next time I say shalom.